Elimination is on the line here. Crew, they have been in this position before, but for EDG, their journey has barely started. We've barely seen them play. Either way, it's going to be very premature for either one of these teams if they get knocked out today.
But how much more can they find? The first one falls. Everything rolls in favor of Crew. Crew are going to take the lead.
Paranoia coming out. The satchels, just as you said, a kill onto Cormier and Kalita. Oh my goodness,
No way.
It's down to a 2v2.
No way!
Oh my god!
She's gotten it 3/4 of the way!
I told you the judge is the best gun in the game. The raised rocket is out and Musi gets caught out. This is so unfortunate for trying to play alone on site.
Just Blue and Clem left. Michaela's gotten 3 on the round. There's nothing they can do. Crew take down EDG on split 13-7. The first, the second spotted. They line up and they both fall. Looking for the third. It does connect. Blades back online. The dash around, feeling the pressure. That's 4. The ace doesn't connect, but the damage has been done. They don't have control across mid. They don't have control across spawn. You're just going to have to deal with this ferocious flood attempt that's going to be coming out from spawn, but that's going to work. No way! It was so close! Michaela getting one through as Wawa Lee. Hang on. The snap on Michaela is going to be tough. It almost hits it, but it doesn't connect. We're tied at 7. Whoa! How? How did she get 2?
What is going on?
But there's a lot of fight on the other side! Crew strikes at the perfect time! Crew take down EDG! Crew survive!
Welcome back to Game Changers Championship 2023. If there's anything that we can guarantee is that nail-biting Valorant action. And with this being our final game of today, we hope that you guys are ready because we have the upper bracket showdown between the unstoppable force of Shopify Rebellion and a Turkish powerhouse, BBL Queens. I'm Janiro, your host, joined on the desk with Baby Bay as well as Kakuka. So we have a representative from each region. You're happy to be here?
Yeah. I love being on the desk. It's a lot of fun. And I'm excited to be here with you guys as well.
Oh,
Hear me
nice.
out. It has already been a magnificent day. Team Liquid, Crew, so Latin America's happy. I think that only BBL winning can make us happier.
Oh, I feel like we're already getting into heated waters. For those of you who don't know, Kakuga's going to be representing EMEA. We have Baby Bay representing NA. So this is going to be an interesting one. I'm literally just like an innocent third party watching, and I'm going to try and make sure that this doesn't get a little too violent. So let's start things off with Shopify Rebellion. They have showed up with the most dominant performance that we have ever seen in Game Changers. I mean, Baby Bay, that was one of the fastest maps, if not series.
It was the fastest series.
The fastest series.
It was, and it was nearly flawless. And this is what you want going into your next series, because the other team, like BBL, has no idea what the cracks are on these maps that they played. Like, they just look so dominant the entire way through. And honestly, on the flip side, BBL showed a lot of cracks in their gameplay on that last map.
Ooh, okay.
Listen, we're still not playing that game. We're not there yet. And I cannot listen. It's the same way that you cannot look at BBL and say objectively, yeah, they're not that good. I cannot look at Shopify and not say bravo for what you did the other day.
Yeah.
You know, coming into last year, they had Cloud9 had this huge expectation coming from NA and everything that we had seen during the year that they were definitely going to do internationally. But yesterday was a statement. Everything worked perfectly, and being so successful, so calm, and so on point, if you manage to translate that to the rest of the week, of course they can get it.
Yeah, we're in for a very exciting turn. But you know what they also say is that you should never trust anything you see online. I'm a very big advocate of that because if you actually saw the tweets that were sent out yesterday, you would have thought that this didn't really go as planned, Kakuga.
I mean, that's if you want to call it like that, what is it?
What even is it? A little shaky with the op, sorry, getting used to things. Meanwhile, she literally dominated with the op.
Humble queen.
Listen, humble queen.
What is this? But yeah, and like, there was a lot of questions being like that we needed answered. Like, how is Floor going to play in this series? How, like, is she going to meet expectations? I think she exceeded them. She had 400 ACS in this game. It was absurd.
She clears you.
Yeah, she does.
Do you think that's probably because
That's
of
my
what
duo.
happened?
First of all, that's my duo. We duo quite a bit.
Yeah.
In the NA rank.
You're close like that.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
cool
Yeah,
like that.
fair.
We're cool like that.
Cool flex.
Yeah.
Weird flex, but okay.
No, I mean, it's not weird. It's actually a very
pretty
good flex.
cool,
It's a
right?
very good flex, actually. Stop winning. But I was going to say, do we maybe, do you think that people did not expect this kind of performance because of what happened in the finals?
I think it's more than that. I think it's just like first land things too. There's a lot that goes into it. Like you're not even playing from home anymore. You know, you're playing on an international stage. There's a lot of pressure that comes with that, especially when you're young and especially when all the eyes are on you. And they were, and she dominated. Like it was absurd.
Well, according to her, she was just like, yeah, next time will be better. Next time will be better, I promise.
And
I don't know, maybe
that's scary.
13-0, 13-0.
That is
That's
scary.
That's
man,
scary.
I don't think
Because we already touched upon potentially not finding any cracks, but we'll dissect this further because the team has arrived and we have Mika ready with Mel herself to see what's going to be happening today.
Hey Mel, do you have a second? You're one of the most vetted IGLs, and you will be up against Vanya today, who is also getting a lot of attention as an IGL. So how do you plan on outplaying her?
Well, Effie has worked me like a dog day and night this week, so I think we're pretty well prepared.
Good to see that, all that hard work. Good luck to you.
Aw, I gotta love that work ethic. They're really in it for a long one here, baby.
Mel is a tactical genius. She is best known for her signature tactic, floor go kill. She also has a second little known tactic of Noya go kill. What an absolute legend. Top 3 IGL for sure.
Pick unrelated.
And just look at him. That is the guy that has been overworking probably every single person on the team, mainly Mel, as she stated. And I don't know what to say about that. That's an interesting picture.
The amount of pressure that Mel can take surprises me. Like, I remember when she came to Japan, all the pressure that she puts on herself, like staying active in socials, being a brilliant IGL, just being a Miss Do-It-All, and just keeping always a smiley face, even under that mask. What is it?
Forbes 30 under 30. All right, she got that one too.
That was pretty sick.
Is there anything that she can do at this point? Okay.
Nah, I don't know.
We're hyping them up a lot, but I think also something to look into potentially is that the cracks. Are there any cracks? Did you see any? Because you were looking over the highlights, you were speaking about them, and you're saying, you know what, they're looking pretty dominant.
I think it's tough. I think that this series is going to show us what the cracks truly are, because I think that their opponent,
there are any.
No offense to EDG, they played great today, by the way. I thought they had some really good showing today, but it wasn't the strongest opponent they could have went up against. And on the other hand, Crew yesterday against BBL, I felt like they did a really good job with their macro game. They just like choked in the individual skill.
Yeah, and BBL as well, Kahuga. They have an incredible IGL on their lineup too.
I am so sorry if someone at home did not watch the year that BBL had, that especially Vanya. Every single day that BBL came to play, someone would surprise us. But Vanya was always there, being like, yeah, I'm the IGL, I also play smokes, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm the final boss. I will, you know, she's literally the best equivalent to Mel that we have in EMEA. And I agree, this is the kind of game that is going to show us if Shopify Rebellion is going to have, you know, that big of an impact in this international event.
Yeah, absolutely. And also just highlights the difference between the IGLing, the calling, how that's going to be going. I think as well something to take into consideration here, Baby Bay, is that when we're looking at BBL particularly, they don't really have every single one of their players with them on the ground. Is that a concern from like a player perspective, from like a team environment?
I mean, I definitely feel like being all next to each other is definitely like the best situation you can have. But there is the sickness buff that a lot of players talk about.
Sickness buff, okay.
Where it's like you don't have the pressure of the crowd and stuff like that. I don't agree with it, but it is like some things that people talk about.
Have you been in that situation?
I've never been in a LAN situation where I've been sick. I've been blessed, thank God. You know.
Or like any
but I
one
also
of your
haven't played a LAN in a very long time. So.
No, but it's not only the effect, like it affects both the teams that are playing in LAN and the one that is in isolation, because you know you can't help but feel guilty about that, and the situation is sadly not getting any better for BBL.
No, absolutely not. Unfortunately, 2 players down here. We have both Wenz and Alkia that are going to be playing from isolation today due to their positive COVID test, and we already spoke about that a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see how that impacts the dynamic of BBL as well. We already touched upon it, having, you know, that ability to be close to each other, being able to react together. But then you already touched upon how that might be impacting Shopify Rebellion. And I think at the end of the day, when we're looking at this, it's going to be like, you got to put your best foot forward, because if there's one thing that this matchup could be is another BO3 going all the way.
Yeah, and I could definitely see it going all the way. I don't think this is going to be a 2-0 by any means. I think when we see the map pools from both these teams, it runs really deep. But I still think that Shopify will come out victorious at the end of the day.
Wow. I was literally going to use that to pivot into the fact that, yes, they are potentially going to go all the way, but you also have to go up against Eva Kukuka because mechanically, she's cracked.
She was like, the other day, the places she was having on Sunset, I was like just stuck to this, looking at the screen, being like, is this for real? Because we're talking about all of those complications, and for her, it didn't seem to matter that much, but it's also, you know, kind of the opponent that you have in front of you. You need to think about Shopify. If you guys remember Mel from last year, every single recap that we had from Game Changers Championship last year has Mel sending out saying, what the you doing? You think you're doing? It's if she brings that kind of personality, and if she is, you know, contagious with it in the rest of her team, maybe that is something that can get to BBL's head.
Realistically, does that get into players' heads?
I don't think it will. Also, there's only 3 players to get into the heads with now.
That's like more than half the team, though.
But listen,
wait.
if they're less, they have more chances of it affecting them because you don't have your goals.
Yeah, because you're not strong as a unit, strong together. Well,
exactly.
Something I want to talk about on the flip side is, you know, Vanya was dominant the entire year, right? And I feel like we haven't seen the peak 100% Vanya yet, and that's the scary thing. I think for Shopify going into this is like, yeah, like Eva was popping off, going crazy.
Do you think Shopify's scared?
I think I would be watching this and I'd be like, well, if Vanya has one of those games where she's just like basically instilling everybody, it could get dicey, right? But you know, we'll see what happens. I'm sure that Shopify isn't scared, but it's something to look out for us and for the viewers. I think Vanya could have a really breakout game that she hasn't had yet.
Well, let's see what BBL's thinking about it, because we have Mika ready with Eva to see how they're feeling about the upcoming game.
Hey Eva, can we pull you for a quick interview? Okay, awesome. I just want to ask, who do you think on Shopify Rebellion poses the biggest threat to BBL? And we've got Rebecca here to help with translation.
Hoş geldin. Shopify Rebellion'a karşı oynuyorsunuz bugün. Sence orada hangi oyuncu sizin için en büyük tehdit oluşturuyor?
Bence hiçbir oyuncu bizim için tehdit oluşturmuyor. Çünkü buraya herkes hak ederek geldiğini düşünüyorum ve kendi oyunumuza güveniyorum.
I don't think anyone is a threat. Everybody came here deserving it, and yeah, we just believe in ourselves and we are confident.
Best of luck to the team. Thank you, Eva.
Confidence is key. That was something that we discussed yesterday, Kukuka, but coming into this, it feels like nothing has changed in that regards.
Yeah, exactly. I think that they just have to keep, if with the adversity that they faced yesterday, if nothing mattered in the end and they managed to get a clean win, hey, well, you just have to replicate it.
Yeah. Is that possible?
I don't know if it's possible against a team like Shopify right now, but I think that yesterday was a big wake-up call for them, because they did come in very, very confident, and the fact that that last map went to such a close series or a close game, I think that that's like a wake-up call for them, and they're like, all right, like we can be very confident, but let's also be on top of our game.
So if there's a sick buff, if you have 2 players that are sick, you get double the buff.
Yeah, you do.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, you do.
Is that boy math?
You know what?
Boy math, yeah.
I don't know, it's a theory.
I'm a man, first of all.
Oh,
whoa, okay, let's talk about friendships. Who doesn't like talking about friends? Do you have friends, baby?
Oh, of course. Yeah, you guys are my friends.
Oh,
Not again.
Oh, really? Because like my friendship with Breeze has ended, and now Sunset is my best friend. Because you know what, Kuka? We haven't actually seen Breeze. It's been getting banned, but Sunset be popping up on every single one of these map photos.
I mean, I actually I'm very happy with it. When Mirs was here, we were talking about it off camera, because I think it's very funny. It is something that definitely we will talk about in the upcoming games when we look at all the bans and all the picks that teams have been doing during the tournament. Breeze is not popular at all. Like, we were thinking, hey, there's for sure someone that is going to come with Sunset as a permaban, and it looked like every single team had the same opinion and being like, it's not going to be us. It's not going to be us. We're going to be prepared for that. Or maybe everybody agrees that if Breeze was bad before, it's even worse now.
Oh!
I don't even think that's a hot take.
I
don't even think it's a hot take.
Cold.
It's pretty cold. Mild. Like, honestly, like, Sunset is such a fun map to play. Like, I don't know, like, I'm sure you guys play some ranked. It's actually like a breath of fresh air, I feel like. And yeah, Breeze had changes in it, but it still played the same-ish way, you know, with the solo Viper mainly.
I have PTSD. You didn't have to live through that, but I still remember every single day how Gambit used to play that map, and I can't see it.
Back in the day.
Yeah, I like just how Sunset is as a map. It seems like a lot of fun, and it's it's like people get to figure it out still. You know, people get to figure out what comps they want to run. People get to figure out if they want to run double controller or breach.
Yeah. I think that people have very strong opinions about, for example, we've been playing the same compositions on like Haven and Ascent for a very long time, and now when a new map comes out, everybody is like, oh my god, this is so bad. This is that. And it's like, how about you just give everybody some time, because you're going to be complaining for 2 years that everybody plays the same. So how about you're a little bit more supportive with somebody, play something different.
Like SMG's for Duelist Comp. Everyone and their grandma on the internet was like, no, this is never gonna work.
No joke, Lotus, best map.
Honestly,
Lotus?
bestie.
Lotus. It's a very much better version of Haven.
Ooh, okay. I feel like we're adding a couple of takes here and there. It's you know what?
It's better than Haven. Yeah. I agree.
Like the entrance.
Wow, you guys agree on something finally. Can you also agree on who
we
might
agree on a lot of things?
Okay, not on
just
this.
Not
this
NA
one.
is better than EU.
No.
I'm sorry. Where's your seed one? Sorry.
Can we mute him? No, I'm joking.
Sorry.
That's actually a great thing to talk about, though.
Oh,
is that
not in the tournament.
Shopify is the last NA team in this tournament now.
Yeah.
And will that have an effect on how they? Probably not. Probably won't have an effect on how they play. But they are the last NA team. It's kind of scary, bro.
The fact that Shopify Rebellion is that final NA team is really important here, because we also had a chat down with Noya to talk about how their debut here in São Paulo went and why they think that they're ready for anything that we're going to be throwing at them.
I wasn't super confident before we played EGG. I think we aren't really scared of losing, and we don't think about it because we've already experienced it during last GC in NA. And even when we did lose, we still stuck together as a team. No one got mad at each other. And I mean, now we're back and we're better. I think the reason that we played so much better than our opponents was that we had a boot camp when we got here, and we've been practicing really hard the entire time, no breaks. And it's been rough, but it's definitely paying off.
Just the ability to prioritize target like that in such a short moment is amazing. Mel will go for more. She gets her fun for once. Let's go, Mel. 3 kills.
I do see my teammates as more than just teammates. They're really close friends. Even though we're so different ages, we all share kind of the same humor. I don't know, we just enjoy spending time together. I hope I can keep putting up the numbers I did against EGG, but to me it doesn't really matter as long as we win as a team.
All right. Confidence. Are you okay there?
Yeah, I'm good.
We saw that, I just want to we saw that. You can't just throw stuff on the ground. Yeah. It's an interesting day, but you know what? We're having an incredible game of Valorant lined up. And I think another thing to highlight as well when it comes to the stakes of this one is you win, you're up against G2 in that upper semifinal. So technically, if you win today, you're 2 series away from claiming the title.
Yeah, and it could be full EMEA. Okay, I stop. I stop now. I'm actually sad.
All right,
no,
you know what? Because you two cannot actually seem to decide. Let's do this, okay? I am a chatter, okay? And I have worked so hard for my channel points. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into them. But I want to put them into one of the teams, okay? So I'm going to give you each 30 seconds to convince me that I should Gamba go.
Okay. I don't need 30 seconds, by the way. All I need is this. I don't even need to speak words about what's on here.
You have to fill up the timer.
Everybody would agree right here that this is all you need. I'm not going to say it. I'm just not going to say it. I'm just going to stare you guys. I'm going to stare you down,
for
especially.
18 seconds.
Are you guys actually going to stare?
Definitely.
You're going to stare.
Wait, do you want me to show it to you only?
No, I mean, I don't need to see.
Can we get
I am now
tape?
one with this.
You are one with.
But this is all you need. Floor is the go. Floor is the go. I said I wasn't going to say it, but I had to.
Okay, EMEA's turn. Let's get it.
I'm going to get it. Listen, you have to be betting your channel points on BBL because it doesn't matter how many hurdles they face on the way, they will come on top. The year for them was not easy at all. A lot of things happened in Turkey and happened within the team, and they overcame every single one of them. And they are not, a one-person team. They don't care. You have Honey, you have Ale, you have LK. It doesn't matter where they are. Also, Wenz is a fellow Swiftie, so you should be supporting her. You too.
There's no way.
No, but for real, BBL has demonstrated so much during the year. They deserve this spot and fought so hard for it. Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you guys know where I'm gonna put my channel points, but instead, I will let you guys know the server, what maps we're gonna head to. So let's get it because the coaches are ready.
selection process for SR against BBL. This match is a coin flip, okay? So whoever wins starts choosing if wants to be Team A or Team B. We're using alphabetical order, so BBL is heads, SR is tails, okay? So the front of the coin is this, heads, and this one is tails. So it's tails, SR starts choosing if wants to be Team A or Team B.
We pick Team B.
Team B, SR, so BBL, Team A. So BBL starts banning a map.
Ban Breeze.
Breeze, okay. Ban for SR.
We ban Split.
Split. First map pick for BBL.
Ascent.
Ascent, side on Ascent for SR.
Defense.
Defense. Map pick for SR.
Haven.
Haven. Side on Haven for BBL.
Defense.
Defense. Second sets of bans. We're starting with BBL, one map.
Ban Lotus.
Lotus. Last map ban for SR. We have Bind and Sunset.
Ban Bind.
Ban Bind, so the sider is Sunset. Side on Sunset for BBL.
Attack.
Attack. Okay, good luck, have fun. Yeah, for them.
Ascent, Kukuka, the first one that we're going to be heading in with a Turkish roster.
Yeah, I think that this is crazy for Shopify Rebellion, the possibility to change everything that happened last year and get into that semifinal against an old friend in G2 Gozen, and for BBL, the possibility to make that semifinal all about EMEA. But as you were saying, that first map, Ascent, I mean, there are some things that are history for Valorant, and is knowing that the first Turkish jet was seen, and then the fact that Ascent is a Turkish map. It doesn't matter where they're playing it, if it's online, if it's in land. It's heavily leaning towards BBL side.
Yeah, BBL is definitely insane on Ascent. I will say, though, that Shopify does get defense first, I believe, so that's the side you do want. You do want to start defense on Ascent. It's so oppressive. But overall in this map pool, I actually think that Shopify won this because I feel like BBL, besides for Ascent, where they're definitely a dominant team on, they kind of run these comps on Haven and Lotus that are kind of behind the meta, in my opinion. So I don't know if they'll be able to beat Shopify, really, because we saw how much that EDG struggled with playing the Breach Comp against the double controller on Haven. And then on Lotus, I think BBL, unless they switch things up, is still one of the only teams to be running a Breach Comp on that map. And I feel like it's just not in the meta right now. That being said, doesn't mean they won't win, but I think that their chances of winning are slightly lower.
So is it specifically the Breach that you think is potentially the biggest pain point for them in these two maps?
Yeah, I believe it is the Breach that's the pain point, yeah.
Well, also let's see what kind of Ascent we get, right? Because if we're talking about BBL being very dominant on this map, we know that Definite is not going to be an easy win, even if that is the case. But what is going to be our reaction if Shopify is able to replicate what they did the other day?
Yeah.
Because that is scary.
That would be actually
that
scary.
would be very, very scary.
Yeah.
Could also turn against them, don't get me wrong, because imagine that happens again, okay? And this is a 2-0, it's extremely clean. Again, we're done in 1 hour somehow. And your G2 goes in, what do you do?
I'd be quaking in my boots.
Yeah.
I'd be scared.
Yeah. But you know what? I think the good thing about a team like G2 is I don't think that they would be that scared because they are LAN professionals and they've done it before. They can do it again, right? But we're focused on these players right here, right now, And I don't know. This is going to be interesting. I think pistol round is going to be really pivotal for BBL right now. I think they need to start off strong, and if they can win this map and maybe frustrate the likes of Shopify, maybe that's their way into winning further down the road.
And talking about replicating, just because BBL was able to win, you know, being 4-1, now that it's 3-2, I understand how they can get it. That can get into there.
Yeah, with the Prime Gaming agent select ready, we can further dissect some of these comps that we're going to be looking at Ascent. And considering they're basically identical, it's going to be again here, Baby Bay, a showcase of how can you utilize your composition to your own strengths.
Yeah, nothing special here. This is the standard Ascent comps, but like we were talking about, BBL just seems to be able to really engage Alkia into getting these like early on kills or the early first bloods, and then you have Vanya, who's this amazing duelist as well on the Omen. And if Eva is popping off the way that she has been in the previous series, Sova can be really oppressive on a map like this.
Hear me out. You're looking at that. I'm looking at the Alexis versus Felipa. I think that especially in the game that we just saw between Crew and EDG, I think that the impact that KO was having on the map was brilliant. So I'm looking at that head-to-head.
All right, we're going to be looking at a head-to-head of some of the most amazing players that we've seen so far. And you know who else better to cast this banger of a matchup than Vansilium Potter? So let them take it away.
Thank you so much, Jeannie. And yeah, Potter, it seems as though every time we've casted so far here on the stage of the Game Changers, I've been saying that it's going to be banger games, but this is really a true banger now between these two teams. I mean, we're playing the best maps for both BBL and for Shopify Rebellion. I hope that we're going to see a 3-map series here.
I think we should, Vans. I think we absolutely should. You mentioned it, map 1 Ascent. This is absolutely a comfort pick for, I think, 99.9% of Valorant players out there. We're coming up to year 3. Absolutely. I mean, this is a map that everyone feels comfortable on. I think the approach, generally speaking, is pretty much the same. So I think both squads, they're absolutely going to be prepared for what's about to come. And this is really the perfect map to see, I think, whose game plans, how many layers each team has, the mid-rounding decisions. Ascent is one of those maps where you can clearly see the communications coming through from individuals. So I'm excited, Vans.
I think the reason why we're thinking that the mid-rounding is going to be so great is because you have such a good roster between BBL and Shopify Rebellion. What Vanya could call, what Mel could call, and the players that could actually clutch in those big situations. See some good plays coming out from Eva yesterday, but if she's not going to be stepping up to the plate, someone else will. And I'm pretty sure Shopify Rebellion is in the same boat, right? Fluorescent, yes, dropped a crap load of numbers in terms of ACS in her game the other day, but if not, Noya also had great numbers too. So you're going head-to-head. I mean, the Death's probably going to have every single player head-to-head. It'll be kind of even.
Yeah, and that's what makes this game so exciting coming up for sure. I mean, let's talk about Fluorescent a little bit. You know, that sign that Baby Bay had, Floor Goat, as it should be, right? Listen, that first map, that first series that she debuted in, it was a couple of missed shots, a couple of whiffs with that operator. I think she even tweeted it out, but she was consistently in the right place at the right time and missing those shots. So I think that means a lot, especially for a young player like her. Debut on this international stage, that was a warm-up map for sure for a player like Floor. So I think coming in, just got to double down, gain confidence, and listen, I slowed down those op shots on the replays later when I went back to the hotel room at like 0.25. Those were spot on. So Floor, you're doing good. You're doing good. Keep it up.
And even if you're missing shots, but you're still putting 400 ACS, I mean, you're in a good spot for sure for a star player here in Shopify Rebellion. But on the other end, BBL, they're still going with a lot of obstacles here, right? We presented this roster with their first time coming onto the international stage, not having that experience, building some great chemistry online, but that was going to get tested right here at the GCC. They come in onto the stage with missing one player in Alkia, and this time 2 players in Alkia and Wentz. But at the same time, maybe it could kind of be a buff too, right? Because now you're playing in an area isolated where you can get some better game sounds and whatnot too, versus a very loud crowd here at the CBLOL Arena. So I think this is going to be a very, very tough game to still play for Shopify Rebellion, despite them having a speed run against CDG before. I know that this is going to be much closer.
It should be. It should be, and I'm looking right at Vanya, right? I mean, just that opening map that she had, it was incredible. We consistently talked about the fact that the controllers were the stars of that match, right? And that's not something we talk about often, but Vanya absolutely has what it takes to deliver here today, and that's exactly what we're expecting. She's going to lead by example, and that's what she does best. So I'm expecting her to bring her A game here.
That brings some thoughts in the games that they had on Sunset before. Vanya could be at one spot to the next while being isolated, while being pushed in, and still get 2 or 3 picks being an anchored player on the defense. So that is definitely going to be an intriguing one to look out for. And if it's going to be probably part of the strategy to really try to isolate Vanya too. But if not, Eva, solo player, so many clutches that she's had yesterday. I think she had like 5 clutches at least. One of them being a 4 versus 1, having a highlight reel. There was a lot of sky differences going in from BBL's matches. I don't know. I'm just excited for this one to start. But as you could tell here, chat over at Twitch, there's a little bit of a wait going on here with, unfortunately, a little bit of technical difficulties that we'll solve very soon, and we'll get into it as soon as we can. But Ascent is on the cards. Coming up is going to be Haven after that, and if we need that third map, it will be Sunset. So let's take the time a little bit to talk about Haven then for Shopify Rebellion. They were just really happy to play Haven when we can, and when it's in that map rotation, they're going to take it any day.
Yeah, exactly. If you're Shopify, you're looking at map 1. If you're able to solidify this, you are feeling so confident going into map 2. But it looks like, Vans, your wish is my command. I'll bring the game over to you. It's BBL versus Shopify. I think we're heading right into the server here.
100%.
Oh, no. I got baited.
Yeah, we got juked. We got definitely juked. But if not, we could always continue the Pots and Vans podcast here. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. But yes, so Shopify Rebellion. I love the interview that Noya gave towards the end as well. And also, you're trying to look at this head-to-head. If it's going to continue with the storyline, if Shopify Rebellion will continue to be as good as we know them to be here in the North American scene, and how they've proven themselves in their debut matches here at the GCC on the stage, this is a possible Shopify Rebellion versus G2. And G2 on that end has also had a great run so far, reworked their comps, reworked their maps. And now the map pool is quite deep for both of these teams. I actually want to go back here to BBL as well. The question is yes, Ginny was mentioning on the desk that it is Ascent is Turkey's map, but at the same time, is their map pool as deep? I like to say yes, because they've proven some great strategies on Sunset when it's the first time that they brought it here on the main stage.
Yeah, I think that they are a team that has those layers. You know, the desk also touched on the fact that this is a squad that lives together. They have a home together. They are full all-in committed to progressing and developing in Valorant, and it's been an incredible year for this squad. So certainly, I feel like both of these squads, which is so weird, they're both coming into this stage match with a chip on their shoulder. They both want to prove themselves. For SR and for Mel's side of the table, they don't want to choke this time around. And for BBL, I mean, they've got to prove their worth for the international stage and let everyone know why EMEA are such big fans of this squad.
100%. And with them living together and working together, I mean, even if you're looking back at how they were so good in that season for 2023, they went through some small roster changes just before the Game Changers started towards the stage 2. But they brought in some excellent firepower, and they're doing quite well together. But on the other end, too, you talk about some players living together, but for Shopify Rebellion, maybe they don't live together, but they've been boot camping for like the last week out here in Brazil. So having a chance to talk to Effie's before they walked on the stage, he was talking about, hey, we're actually accustomed to the time zones. The time differences is not too bad. It's only a few hours if you're in from the East Coast, boot camping in Toronto versus the 2 hour behind here, or 2 hour ahead here rather, in Brazil. They've been comfortable with that, and they've been getting used to the ping, getting used to the scenery, and they're just ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go indeed, for sure. Hopefully we will be ready as well to hop in that server, but yeah, I think the jet lag issue, and that's such a weird one. I don't know if chat and the folks at home are completely aware of it, but it's like a 12-hour flight, but only a 3-hour difference.
That's true. A 12-hour
2 hours
flight
if you're East Coast.
Yeah, and I actually flew in from Turkey straight to here, and that was a 14-hour flight. If you're flying in from Montreal, it's like a 10 to 12-hour flight, so it is quite long. So despite having the time differences, having that way down in such a long flight could actually drain you when you're actually moving through, because, I mean, being on a plane that long, it's not easy to really come out in full strength and really in shape. So it's nice that they came earlier on. Big support from Shopify Rebellion. What do you mean? Are you laughing at me because you're talking about shape and Mel's the ones that's gymming every day?
I'm laughing at you, Vans, and I'm laughing at Mel for sure as well. Alexis, marry me. I love that. This crowd, I mean, we kept highlighting the energy and the crowd in here, but we're learning so many cool things about this Brazilian community. There's even a private little WhatsApp chat group where they're bringing and collecting all of their friends and coming up here. It's such a great energy in this stadium right now.
You just saw the shot of Alexis, and I'm actually quite a big fan of Alexis walking on the stage last year in Berlin, cracking her knuckles and getting ready to play. Yesterday when she played her game going into round 2, showing that, you know, an assertive dominance that this server is ours, this competition, this tournament is ours as well. And I also like here, Sarah, that you're currently seeing right now, has been a great initiator throughout the North American scene for the Game Changers, and getting picked up here by Shopify Rebellion, it works out quite well. Flora the Goat indeed agreeing with Baby Bay. And now we don't have to wait too much longer. Chat, we're finally about to get ready to go in the server to start this best of 3. Who will be the team that will face off against G2 in the upper finals? Will it be BBL or will it be Shopify Rebellion? It's about to start right now on Ascent.
On Ascent, indeed. We're going straight into things here, and BBL are starting on the attack side. Only 4 seconds left in the freeze time here, and you can see all members are very grouped towards this A main. Jet, Alkia, it seems like she wants to get a lurk timing on this short A. She dashes, the speed, it's on.
They want to go very quickly, and Alkia gets it first blood. Catching one off guard, but Sarah turns around just on time, so that's going to stop that push coming in from the A main because of the smoke and the utility from SR that held it down. But BBL looking to re-execute right away. Contact first hell, and it's beautiful for Shopify Rebellion. Instantly, all of BBL falls, and Shopify put their foot down.
What a response coming out for Shopify. What a read. The utility was a little bit jumbled for BBL. That paranoia coming out with the nerf, it seemed a little bit slow in tandem with that dart, but man, Alkia was so explosive towards this short A. I think if BBL sped it up in A main a little bit faster, this would have looked like a different round, but Shopify react and they respond.
If Sarah also wasn't able to react on time for that flick, for that pick, that could have been bad news bears for sure there for Shopify.
Such a nice shot too.
Definitely. So an equal full classics coming through on the attack. They move very quickly to fight towards the A main. Just trading off a couple of shots left and right, but it's still the advantage for Shopify to start. Fluorescent, the scope in doesn't work, but it will scope well.
Those are confidence angles. Those are confidence angles. You know, I always get a little nervous, Vans, when you put yourself in close range fights on an anti-eco, but Shopify Rebellion had the correct flashes, had the correct backup, and they want to highlight Fluorescent. They want to get her going with an early Marshall. Beautiful control, and these are the kind of clean anti-ecos you want, especially if you're the team that thinks you've got the edge. If you're the team that thinks you're fundamentally stronger, you've got to show it. And so far, Shopify, at least in that anti-eco, was clean.
The ping start early for BBL to try to look and be careful of any type of shark attack that's coming towards middle. Look at their positioning, playing all the way back, trying to avoid the silver utility at the same time. So Shopify Rebellion, very happy with that. You see, they're not really moving here, Potter. They just want to play the clock in their favor in their bonus round.
Yeah, they don't want to allow Floor to find any deep lines. You saw a lot of spamming through that smoke as well. This drone should allow BBL to control this A main. Now, with this amount of control, B main and A main, the mid rounding here, once they take care of this alarm bot in mid, the sky is the limit here for BBL.
Yeah, you talked about how important that mid rounding is going to be. So only a single Owl drone contains that A main. They can work a little bit more towards this B side. Now the counter Owl drone coming out from Sarah gets the information on alert. There is that commitment for that mid control that you talked about.
Alarm bot will be taken out. Only 45 seconds left. Still strong side is towards A for Shopify, but they're quickly on the rotate. This is a full commit B split.
Recon Dart already ready on the top of the site. Looking for wall bangs if they can, but Alkia is just pushing forward towards the lane. Crossfire set up, double push in.
Wow.
Nice CDS coming out from Sarah. A second and third too to drop the spike. Fluorescent capitalizing on the fourth, and Felipe is alone, and Fluorescent is still there to stop her as well.
Sarah looked so calm. That didn't even seem like it was a bulldog because those kills came out so damn fast, but crispy as ever, and that was as easy as can be if you're Shopify. I mean, all of your crossfires, it held strong, it held true. And if you're BBL, you're wondering, did we go too fast after we took care of that alarm bot? Did we not have enough control? But It was just Shopify with that early rotate.
You're absolutely right. It looks so easy. The smoke was thrown towards the back of the site for BBL, but where was Whistle utility, right? The flashes to really isolate the players in the back, suffocate them. We'll hold that thought.
Oh, wow.
Trying to go for an attempt to be aggressive towards a main. Mel gets picked off, but not before she picks off her own the duelist for Alkia onto BBL's side.
And Alkia does get Vanya a kill and a weapon as well, so that should be huge. These are some good trades coming up for BBL. They're happy, they're satisfied with this. 2 weapons collected, and still a drone on the back of Ava here.
Spike has been dropped early in this round by BBL, so it has to be recuperated by both Vanya and Eva.
Yeah, but right now, Shopify, they don't know. They don't know, and Noya wants more information. She gets caught out, and now it's just Alexis all alone, all the way on the other side of the map. But look at this, fans. This timing, this is going to be interesting. Pretty soon, Alexis is going to get all the sound cues she needs.
Unless they hear her. And with that knife, now they definitely know. She's playing towards the garden, and Alexis did hear and saw the recon. Now here's the TP, so the commitments towards the B side for BBL. Looks like they're going to double up in there on the post plant.
Should be able to get the spike down, and Vanya's got a new smoke coming up here in 4 seconds. Probably going to throw some sort of a one-way down towards these stairs, so both players can really just focus towards that lane. It's going to make this difficult, really difficult for Alexis.
Just as you called it, at the same time, Alexis was pulling back just to avoid the L-drone, given that time for that smoke to go out. So now both jump peeking. Alexis just waiting patiently. Here's both of the jumps. With the second knife, they did count for that one, and it works out to be a beautiful trade in the end. Vanya allows BBL to get the Mastercard Thrifty.
What a round to do it as well. Shopify are feeling pretty salty about that one, especially with how clean and dominant those first 3 rounds were. But for BBL to come and stop all the bleeding here on an eco, what a momentum change coming into this 5th round.
That was confidence right there as well from BBL, not waiting for the drop. They knew exactly that from that one-way smoke, that clock ticking down, that we would be rotating across here for the defenders on that lane, yet they still wanted to swing out. But the bonus round was still pretty decent here for Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, Mel feeling a lot of pressure right now. I think that Omen ult going off. Now that was help from Mel. Vanya's already in the back of sight right now. So much confusion on the side of Shopify's side.
The drop comes in, almost caught with utility in her hands, but Noya will finally drop her down. Here's a Hunter's Fury just to stop the attackers from committing within the B side. Offshot missed, but the Hunter's Fury unfortunately could not connect from Sarah. As that will force BBL to rotate, pivot back towards the A site where it's currently open.
Yeah, they're going to beat the defenders 100%. Going to make it into the A site first here. Should be able to set up in a post, and Ava's got everything she needs to win this round.
Dropping right away from Generator. They just want to make sure that they clear towards the site. The Recon Dart did its job in itself just to clear out towards Heaven. Even a deeper clear with the L-drone. And for Shopify Rebellion, they were just waiting for the spike to get planted. They couldn't really hear the audio until they now start committing into different angles around the A site.
Yeah, and right now Killjoy Wens has that turret up, so it's going to stop Mel's flank completely short here. Shopify, they're just trying to constrict. If they get a pick somehow, some way, there is a chance.
That was an important turret to place, because it looks like Eva wants to set up to play the Hunter's Fury as a desperate measure.
Oh, no.
Here comes the closing in from Shopify Rebellion. Drop down from Fluorescent, low HP, but still connects onto Alkia. Now there's that Hunter's Fury. They know exactly that it's coming from Wine. The push comes across. Beautiful position from Wentz to protect her teammate. Dropping Sarah as well. There's not going to be any time, and BBL will get the second one.
What a clutch, what a round, and those mid-round decisions that we talked about at the start of this game is exactly what we saw here in this post. But man, what heroic efforts coming out for Sarah. Gotta give her credit, gotta give her kudos. She just stepped right back onto that spike as that Hunter Fury is coming her way to try to get half. Doing what you gotta do, but BBL, strong posts here. And again, it started off with such a confusing round, right? Vanya just ripping that Omen ult right at the start, knows that that backside B is weak. And that just throws everything out of works. It even made Mel start throwing all her blinds towards A early. So good pressure coming out here for BBL.
Yeah, BBL's doing a good job addressing this split from the A to B side, creating these confusions round after round. And finally starting to get a little bit more of the understanding of where Shopify Rebellions are currently placing themselves. But looking at SR this time around, they want to focus a more passive play. Fluorescent went from B to A, trying to spot across towards mid.
Deploying drone.
And BBL continues to play the mind games. There's this Aldro coming up towards the A side, but everybody's still working towards mid.
Yeah, that's a good tuck from Floor, not giving any sort of line of sights, not letting them know that the op is posted on the line. And with Ava without that drone, should allow Fluorescent some opportunities here. BBL's already taken care of this alarm bot about 15 seconds ago, so they're keeping Shopify guessing right now.
That's a big knife, because that actually hit Vanya, so she can't really throw anything to try to help her teammates who are trying to sell this fake towards the B. And here's Alexis playing close. Nice molly on the ground. That's going to split the attack just for a couple of seconds here. Give a chance for players to rotate across. Here's the commitment and a beautiful double stack on towards 3. And a prime giving flawless on top of that from Fluorescent. We're staying cool for Shopify.
Cool for sure, and that's the power of Sova. You know, you saw Sarah and Noya, you talked about it. Both these players really focusing towards that spawn, trying to get as deep lines as they can. And Shopify, they knew the whole time. They had all the reads. Alexis was not rotating at all, holding strong on this crossfire at A. And man, those shots are so clean coming out here for Floor.
And that will cause the first timeout out from BBL to try to refocus what they could do here. I mean, if I'm looking at this from my perspective, it looked like they were working the map quite well and already getting a couple of rounds here, making it very close when you're playing your attack side first. I'm actually quite surprised.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. You know, even that last round, the way that Alkia was up in middle in that market, taking care of that Killjoy turret in B main, that fake was incredible. I think, though, if BBL actually send Alkia in to actually try to punish and find a pick, maybe provide a little bit more util, actually throw the smoke in spawn, that would really make Shopify bite a little bit harder. By the time BBL made it towards that A, it was still strong side. There was still 3 defenders over towards there. So I think BBL, like you said, Vans, they are working the map. They are dissecting it right now, but they've got to find picks in the process of getting that map control.
You're talking about that, trying to utilize the utility a little bit more to stick together as they have more of a broken buy this time around, buying around the Blade Storm available from Alkia. So will they try to do something very quickly for some mid control this time around? We'll find out when the barriers come up.
I think last time, and even for the last 2 rounds, Alkia has had so much freedom in mid. I wouldn't be surprised if she really speeds things up. Uncharacteristic mist for Fluorescent there. This should be a lot of noise, a lot of tells.
Breaking a door instantly. It looks like Shopify, they were looking to read that. 3 players are playing inside this B site. BBL's pushing up towards spawn as the swing comes out. There is that first pick. And Noya's going to give the information that so many players are close. There's that shorty. Support from Sarah with the wall bang. There's only Wentz left. Guardian, 12 HP, 3 versus 1, has a lockdown to work with, but the spike's down out in the open, up towards the spawn, where Fluorescent is currently still waiting. Picking up here this Bulldog, just trying to get that pick. Players are slowly closing in towards the market. Wentz was trying to go for that 1v1 against Mel, but she gets dominated there.
So quick, and Fluorescent is just so mobile. I mean, those flying shorty kills, what can you do? What can you really do? I mean, Fluorescent is so mechanically gifted, and she's decisive. When she wants those kills, she knows exactly how to get them.
Almost got the second one, too. That was crazy.
Yeah, and the fact that she's got help, she's got backup just immediately, no matter what. Exactly what you want when you're on the defense side here for Shopify, and the ultimates coming online right as you need them.
And the ultimates being used right away. Null coming out towards this B main.
I like this change of pace.
But Floor stuck within the site with the op. And while she's being suppressed, but an ult command just has to land the shots. There's that first one, gets instantly traded out, got the 1-for-1. It's the best that you could do under that scenario.
Yeah, but look at this. Noya is on the flank. They flip the map. Killjoy ultimate in tow. This is going to be, I mean, BBL, they've got to make a plan to exit right now.
Sarah's holding in towards the spawn as well. Mel's just going to try to isolate them. Flashes are being thrown. She has a paranoia, not allowing players to push through. And as they're running back towards the spot, that Sarah's just greeting everybody there. What a retake coming out from Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, and that was planned all along, right?
Yes.
I mean, they just left Fluorescent to her own devices. They trusted, hey, listen, you get your 1. If you get 2, that's a nice little bonus for us. It doesn't matter. Either way for us, we're going to retake B site no matter what. So beautiful start, even better finish for Shopify here.
You want that under the pressure of 5 players really splitting the site against you to still get 1. Having the reaction time, reposition to a spot where you're not going to get too much pressure from the staircase. It starts off quite well.
Oh, Mel's getting hyped up, Vans. She's getting hyped up. Getting invested into this one, as she should be. And BBL, these last couple of rounds, like we mentioned, they've been getting that mid control. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But on the way, they need to be able to find some kills. Maybe insert somebody towards this short A, and that's exactly what they're doing this time. Ava finding some ground towards this pop dog area. Once they get contacted mid, that might open something up for Ava. Maybe she's able to punish someone coming sniffing. I don't think Ava's going to go first. Oh, well, she is going first.
Thankfully, Alexis is just waiting with the fragment. So spots her opponent, slows it down for a bit. That forces the yellow drone a little bit earlier than that 1 minute mark, and it doesn't really clear too much.
Yeah, BBL really want to send some sort of misdirection here. They're only sending Ava to try to bait out more utility, and her teammates, they're regrouping with. I think that a little bit of indecisiveness coming through here for BBL.
Especially when you have the null command coming out. You can't really capitalize on that smoke that was thrown towards a tree. So with 40 seconds left, BBL are rotating back towards the market and are just looking to potentially flood out through the market. But there's still time to work with. They're holding out towards the pizza for now. Even smoking towards the spawn. Are they going to pinch towards the garden? Flashes to hold him down for a bit. There's the cavalry. The crossfire is now currently set up. Nice smoke coming out though, and Sarah's getting picks on the other end of these smokes. Alexis repositioned herself. 2 easy ones right there. And there's nothing really that BBL could do now with the lure buy that they had, of course. Vanya only with the Sheriff. And Alexis puts 3 in the round.
Ice cold for Alexis, and an immediate response as well with just a simple, nice right-click flash. BBL, they've got to change something up here. The bleeding, they've got to stop it. Perhaps it's about time for that timeout to come through, or because they've got 2 ultimates to work with, we'll see if Vanya is able to have some sort of quick play once again. The last time around, it was towards that backside B. You could see that the entire team is very much grouped towards that outside B. So maybe as her teammates get contact, Vanya's just going to rip that ult.
At the same time, Sarah's playing within the site. Hunter's Fury in hand, or potentially even a recon dart. Starts with the Odin, though, that gets some contact. Defa's already so low on HP. Recon being thrown. Shock darts, too. There's that first to try to do some damage.
The combos of the utility, they didn't do it, though. They don't have enough.
So now you kind of have to fall back for a bit, trying to find the right timing to find Solus. As Alkio is trying to get that spray through the smoke. Elise committed now. The TP goes within the sights at the staircase. Here's a Hunter's Fury to answer right back from Sarah. Does not connect into anything yet.
Yeah, and I like where BBL actually planted the spike. It's a very non-traditional spot. I think they're going to try to allow Ava to go for a spam play that Hunter's Fury in this post. Oh, Philippa, that tag is going to hurt so much.
Especially with that recon. Mel gets that pick onto Philippa, even drops it, and Alki also falls. Not a real opportunity for Eva to be in a great position to use that Hunter's Fury. 5 players swarming inside the side of B, and there's only 1 left. And definitely on a 5 versus 1. You don't want to pull out that Hunter's Fury. Just going to pack the stats. Eva gets 1, but Shopify get 8 points.
Yeah, and this is just a dominant defense side here for Shopify so far. I mean, we talked about the fact that they're okay with retaking. They're okay with leaving one of their players on their own devices because they've got the protocols to be able to back it up. The utility right now is looking perfect. The teamwork, everyone peaking at the right time. Shopify are playing beautiful Valorant right now. On BBL's side of things, we mentioned it last round, Ava's got that Hunter's Fury still in tow. It'd be nice to see if she can open up with something here. Create some sort of pressure to open up a lane for Alkia. And again, the repeating pistol round.
Yep, pistol round. Paranoia came out towards main, but Fluorescent was ready there with that operator. Gets instantly Elisa trade out on the other end towards the A main. So that's the should I say, Mel falling down. Diomp still present towards tree. BBL just looking to reset for a bit. Upgrading a weapon here. So trying to find something to work with as they have this lower buy.
Yeah, and remember the only one round out of the two that BBL had was on a low buy just like this one. Ava is able to collect that Phantom like you said. I like that they're leaving Wenz. I think Wenz is gonna try to get contact a little bit earlier before these B players do. Or they could double back up to Cat and meet up with Wenz. We'll see how this contact goes.
Definitely so many options. Depends on what happens right here. Noya's the one that's gonna get tested towards the market. 3 players of BBL just holding, jumping, trying to create that ruckus. You can see there's no commitment there, so they are definitely going to try to come back on a split. But unfortunately for SR, or for them, nobody from SR is moving up from A.
Yeah, BBL doing their damnedest to sell fakes with just sound cues, but Shopify too much experience, too much information to bite on something like that. Floor has so much vision.
Nice jump for the bait, pushing through now. Fluorescent's under pressure, but Alexis still holding the site. No way here for the players of BBL to move in for a plant. Shopify Rebellion, this whole half, they've been so happy of just holding the sites, pretending to allow BBL to have all this control towards mid and shuts them down every time.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Shopify, you're feeling real good right now because, like you said, not only are they playing to their strengths, but so far they've had to just play standard, really. I mean, a few protocols here and there in their retakes, but really most of these rounds have been pretty standard for Shopify, and they've been dominant. So don't gotta fix anything that ain't broke if you're Shopify.
The fans are loud here for Shopify Rebellion. Alkia finally won maybe of these first executes where they're not really contested towards main. A little bit of a miss from now Cloudburst, but thankfully nobody was there from Shopify Rebellion. They wanted to play a more passive retake out towards the EMEA, but Wenz fell.
Yeah, she fell and she didn't even see an enemy. Just got spammed down through that smoke. Doesn't even get to shoot a single bullet. Unfortunate, Alkia almost able to equalize things, but right now, once again, Shopify feeling pretty comfortable, slowly constricting in this retake. What a blind.
Hunter's Fury is available for everyone. Pulse Clan utility's too good for Shopify Rebellion. Vanya instantly becomes the last player standing in close range. Mel, Omen on Omen in action. IGL diff. What a shot from Mel. The defuse comes in and Shopify Rebellion, they end the half 10-2.
Almost a classic Vanya play to end things off. Almost crossed that finish line, but Shopify dominating from start to finish in this half.
That was so nice and really well done here by Shopify Rebellion on the retakes. You talked about those protocols there that didn't need to be tested too much by Shopify Rebellion, but when they do, that's the type of action you see. But I love all these trades that happen to keep this pretty close. But with that, earlier, we spoke with Eva about BBL's run so far and their matchup versus Shopify. So let's check it out.
Şu an güzel hissediyorum ve umarım diğer maçları da kazanacağımızı düşünüyorum. Çok iddialı bir şekilde ilerliyoruz ve buraya şampiyon olmaya geldik. İkinci map 9-3 bitmesine rağmen birazcık pasife çekildik. Neden hiçbir fikrim yok ama galiba o arenanın heyecanından dolayı birazcık pasife çekildik ama sonunu güzel bitirdik ve güzel sonuçlar aldık.
Holds it down. Michaela holding the other angle. That high-low is still too good. And the crossfire even more beautiful for Crew Esports. And that only leaves one more. Oh, what a flick from Eva! It's a 1 versus 1 on that spike. Sticking it halfway. Goes up for the swing. And lands that shot as well.
Aslında bence Shopify çok iddialı bir takım. G2 gibi. Onları da ben finalde görüyorum. Ama bence bu kadar iddiaları çok çabuk sönecek gibi geliyor bana. Ve yarın biz kazanacağız gibi geliyor. Ve finalde yine G2 ile oynayacağız bence.
And with that, coming back from it, BBL still showing a lot of confidence. You know, when they played against their opening matchup, they did quite well. They came in, proved to the world that they're ready to play here on the grand stage. But unfortunately here, as the first half we just witnessed now in Ascent versus Shopify Rebellion, it's been very one-sided to a point where Shopify Rebellion, all they had to do was just sit and wait for them to come through.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, this is where that confidence, it has to stay strong. It has to shine through in moments just like this. It's exactly how you said it. Vanya, I mean, look at these ladies on the side of BBL. From the moment they walked through these doors, they had stern faces. They knew exactly what kind of business they wanted to achieve here. And this is it, going into the second half of Ascent. Attack side now, or defense, I mean, this is where you make your stand.
We're playing VALORANT on Ascent. And this time BBL on the defense. A chance for them to come back where, you know, when you're looking at this overplayed map right now of Ascent, where the basics could still pull you through, you hope that the defensive half now for BBL, they can make this comeback. And it starts off with a knife to get some information towards main. All of Shopify are grouped up there.
Yeah, Floor, she was able to make that silent jump. BBL didn't hear anything, but she catches that paranoia.
They really just want to try to push through and play the contact for BBL, but got denied right away. Shopify was ready the whole time over, but Vanya is holding within the smoke. What a flick coming out from Fluorescent. Out within the site now, 5 versus 2. Eva and Wentz, at least Eva is there. Connects on the first wallbang onto Fluorescent and comes out with 10 HP. It's going to be very difficult for the last 2 players to try to clutch this back now for BBL. Shock darts 2 to land right at the feet of Eva. And Wentz, it's all up to you. Isolated against 4 players now of Shopify Rebellion, upgrading to the Sheriff. As she swings out, Mel and everybody else was just waiting here from different angles. And that's a convincing second pistol there for Shopify.
So convincing. And, you know, I was ready to kind of give criticisms to Shopify, the fact that Fluorescent just jumped into that smoke by herself here on her own. But hey, if you're a zoomer and you got aim like Fluorescent and you know your teammates are going to back you up at a split of a second, you get confidence. So Fluorescent is absolutely rewarded for that.
So bad.
But it was close. BBL, I mean, they had the right read and they were in the right place. That paranoia went out.
Speaking of paranoia, it's going out.
Boy.
Shark attack coming out for a BBL. And Fluorescent's just ready once again. Avenging her teammates, drop in a second. Now the shark attack, they can't really do much with it. Now all separated. Fluorescent still wants to continue to chase some kills and build up this Bladestorm ASAP. Vanya getting a timing, catching a timing. Unfortunately, it's a classic versus everything else. That's 2 dinks that she brought in. Unfortunately, no picks. But that's going to soften some players, at least for Eva with the Sheriff. Maybe she could work some magic.
Hey, if the scoreline wasn't 11-2, that's a good anti-eco. That's a good eco. You say, hey, good damage, guys. We did some money damage. Yeah. Great eco, squad. Let's go. Let's win this gun round. Right. So if you're a BBL, that's the kind of comms that you are definitely telling each other here.
Unfortunately, it becomes copium this time around as Shopify Rebellion are at map point. It's been one-sided from the beginning to the end. And even looking at it, thankfully, with whatever that they bought, the Sheriffs, the lower buys, they could still come out with something of a decent buy, right? Couple of Vandals, couple of Phantoms, 1 Judge, small shields, not too much utility, right? We're missing a flash coming out from Philippa.
Yeah, but just like on Pistol, BBL, they've got the right read. They've got strong side towards B, another paranoia in tow. We'll see if they can actually get the frags this time on this B hold.
It's a contact from the turret first. Shock darts close. Sarah gets the first blood, but Philippa is there at the staircase. That 3-player stack is now 2 players left, but in a great spot to swing out to surprise some players. But the trades are just always so good for Shopify. Drilled from A to Z. Off angle, Vanya using her own smoke as a little one-way and gets that pick on Tanoia. They'll anchor down the B site. That actually even pulls out Shopify Rebellion towards the A site.
Yeah, but Alexis was already lurking for so long. She's got so much ground. This kind of timing is really going to pull BBL out for the works here. Depending on how deep Alexis goes, will make this post plant even easier for Shopify. Ava, she seems to be aware. This 1v1 is going to be everything for BBL.
And Mel, despite her having smokes, didn't want to smoke towards the main. She didn't want to give a chance here for BBL to get that earlier read. So the gamble pays off. The plant will come in towards the A site. That important 1v1 will happen.
Spike planted.
Eva's the one that's going to try to push through first and also waiting for her teammates. So this is actually great discipline from BBL, but Alexis still gets the first pick. Both players now low on HP. The knife gets destroyed right away, but they're setting up the crossfire.
Yeah, and those communications should be coming through for the BBL side, that both players are barely limping. You can see Alkia is picking up the speed.
Enemy remaining.
It was a nice attempt. The backstab coming through. I love this so far. Alexis behind 2. There's that first pick. Oh, they get stopped by Vanya as BBL manages to stay alive.
good clutch, great clutch coming through for BBL. We talked about it in the beginning of the round. That was a great read coming through here for Vanya. Had that paranoia, ready to go, ready to react, and is able to fully catch 3 players in that lane. So beautiful duelist type styles coming out for BBL side, and that's exactly what you want if you're Vanya.
And that smoke that was thrown by Alexis, I love it how he kind of threw BBL towards the loop, thinking that, oh, we're throwing one waves here, so they're playing towards A main. Somebody's going to have to stick onto the spike, somebody's going to swing. So both players were focused towards that A main site. But thankfully for BBL, they had a 2 versus 1, and Alexis was also low. So they're able to manage to fight another round with a lot of aggression towards middle. A walk down here towards the area, and they're just looking to cancel out potentially a recon dart. But if the recon is going towards the spawn of CT.
What a molly, what a nade, and that timing. Alexis completely wiping out Vanya. This should be a free plant.
Yeah, everybody else is still stuck on rotates from the spawn. Door just got broken by Alkia, and the other 3 are going to try to funnel through the smoke. Recon dart coming within the site. It's been waited on. Actually, it missed, so it gets a ping on a lot of information. An opportunity for BBL to capitalize on the information they just got. It turns out to be a 1-for-1, and unfortunately, Alkia can get that pick onto Noya. It becomes easy like that as Shopify Rebellion take the first map, 13-3.
Clean as hell, Vans. If you're Shopify here, you are absolutely satisfied. Setting the tone in this series, and they're looking confident as hell.
And with that, we're going to step away from the first map, but up next, Janiro and the analyst desk will break down map number 1 of Ascent.